Well, hi, Twee.
Hi, Edith.
Welcome back.
Welcome to Tea Time, which stands for Twee and Edith Argue.
Or converse. We're not always arguing, but sometimes.
We argue all the time.
Just to disagree.
I'll say
loud disagreements.
that's up, and then she'll argue that it's not.
Yep.
You love disagreeing with whoever's right.
Not right. Whoever thinks they may be right. So, another week.
Yeah?
Closer to Crimbo.
Yeah?
You all set? You all ready?
Yes, but I also have to make note of your shirt. Edith is wearing a Warrior Dash shirt, which I did with her. So she does do these obstacle course races, but they're few and far in between. And that was a short one. That's why it's called a dash. The Warrior Dash was like a 5K, maybe like 10 obstacles.
There were a few more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. There was like a water obstacle as well.
It were a very short course, though. I think you went round that course like 3 or 4 times. It were the same course.
Well, it was only 3 miles, a 5K.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It took us like an hour maybe to do it. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
Not even that long.
However, while Edith is wearing that, I do have to rub in that I'm wearing for the first time on this podcast my newly acquired Spartan super shirt, which I got a week ago. That's the 10K with 25 obstacles.
Big deal. Who cares? Who cares about a t-shirt?
You care.
Not particularly.
She's jealous.
Yeah, jealous. Jealous is in the air, right? Is it? Jealousy?
I don't know about jealousy. Is envy in the air? Do you wish that you could throw big parties like P Diddy?
No.
You wish that you would be the party queen.
I could throw big parties like P Diddy.
Edith is very social. She likes to host. She likes to have fun and be in
the mix.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Yeah, I was going to say in the mix of it all.
In the mix of it all, but not in the mix like P Diddy's in the mix. He's a bit of a bad boy, really, huh?
Hence his label. That's where he came up with his record label.
Bad Boy Records?
Yeah, he thinks he's a little...
So, well, everybody
naughty.
thinks he's a little naughty now.
That's part of the reputation. I almost think that he probably deep down likes all this attention and publicity that he's getting.
Really?
Sure.
Like gangbanging and raping people and
well, he's
abusing.
denying it, but he likes that he has that persona, I think.
Do you think so?
Sure, that's the name of his record label.
Why would anybody want that persona? Really, to be quite honest.
I don't know, personally.
Let's all be known as sex traffickers and rapists and, hey, come to my party.
Well, first off, can you tell us a little bit about who he is, like his background a little bit? Do you know anything about him?
P Diddy, that is a singer.
Yeah.
He sings songs. He writes songs. He records music. He's
singer,
a producer.
rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Sean Puff Daddy P Diddy Combs.
Okay, right. Well, I was researching about P Diddy, or Diddy as he's now called.
Just Diddy?
He's dropped that. He changes his name like
P
underwear.
Diddler. P Diddler.
So, he is, can you believe he's 55 years old?
Yeah, I can believe that.
Well, sometimes you don't think
that far away from you.
Well,
right?
he's way younger than you.
Right. That's correct.
But sometimes you don't think of celebrities aging. And when I think of P Diddy or Diddy, I think of him in the 90s, and that was him and it still is him. You know what I mean? I don't think of celebrities really aging. So I'm stuck in the 90s with him, like late 90s when he was kind of coming onto the, I guess, the scene. But he's 55 years old.
Uh-huh.
His former partner, Cassie Ventura, she's 38. That's a 17-year difference.
But age is but a number, right?
That's true, but I mean,
As is his bank account.
that could be if he started when he was younger, when he was, really young. That could be his daughter. It's 17-year difference.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was surprised to learn, did you know that I don't know if he's practicing, obviously, but he's a Catholic and he was raised Catholic. He was an altar boy.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
surprising.
think that's where he started in his singing career? I mean, a lot of churchgoers do, right? Like Whitney Houston, she was a church singer.
Sure. I don't think that he was part of the choir. I don't think. It just says that he was an altar boy.
So maybe that's where it came about, being fiddling with the same sex and stuff, right? When he was an altar boy. It's a possibility. I mean, you're looking shocked, but it's a possibility. We've all heard of things that go on in the Catholic Church.
Well, you're saying same sex, and you're saying all these things that I don't even know where you're coming from. What are you saying? What are his parties supposedly consist of?
Drugs, rape,
right?
Alcohol, more drugs, and more fiddling with people that don't want to be fiddled with. Right?
That's what I hear.
That's what's in the news. I mean, there's been over 100 accusers that are coming forward.
Right.
So that's a lot of people.
All people who are attending his parties.
Yeah, parties. Maybe it were a party, or maybe there's been some after parties. There's been mention of his white parties that he has.
Right.
Not just for white, obviously, but white. I'm assuming it's the attire.
It's the attire.
Dress in white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including shoes.
Everything.
All the accessories. Yeah.
White.
Why?
White party.
Just to make it kind of seem exclusive, make it seem special.
Lots of people have white parties now.
I know they copied him, right? Was he the first person who did that?
I doubt it very much, no.
Not to get off the subject, but remember back a couple years ago with the wedding. So we had people, if they were associated with the groom, they were something blue. Mm-hmm. And if they were associated with me, they were something pink. Mm-hmm. They don't have to dress all decked out in pink, but something, whether it was a scarf or...
I had pink hair.
A tie. Yeah.
I did pink hair and wore a blue dress, so I was on both sides.
She did. No, your dress was not blue. It was black and white.
Was it not blue and white?
No, it was not. But you mainly...
It was something for Daniel too.
But you mainly knew me. Maybe that was your knickers.
Well, with Daniel, I don't have them. Don't wear knickers when Daniel's around.
Nice. I can't wait for him to watch this episode.
I can't wait for Tony to watch this episode.
So we had that. It wasn't like a requirement, but it was just like a little fun kind of, here's the dress code, right? So there was a few of my friends, they were like, well, what is this? Like a P Diddy party? Because they were required to now, I don't know anything pink. I got to go find something pink.
Yeah, there were a lot of that going on. I couldn't find anything decent that were pink, so I did pink hair. That's why my hair was pink. The clothing was not. Couldn't find any pink dresses that I would probably wear again.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
You got to look online.
I didn't like them.
Anyways, so I don't want to sound as if people were really actually sexually molested or abused or exploited, that it's a little thing. I'm not belittling that or trivializing it, right?
Right.
But some of those people, those accusers, they went repeated times. It's kind of like, if you know that that's kind of going on, why did you go again?
Back? Right, I know.
You attended the party how many times?
I read one woman had between, 6-7 months that she was abused maybe 4 times.
Right.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, so it happened to you one time and you're going to
Right.
go back to the parties.
Right.
They were that good
Right.
that it's worth it.
Right. Now, I can understand if you're in a relationship, that's the dynamics are a little bit different. It's hard to leave, right? Like this Cassie girl, she's saying how she was over the course of 11 years that she was beaten and that she'd be threatened if she was trying to leave or break up the relationship, then she'd be like threatened or this and that. I can kind of almost understand that. But when it's a party and you get the invite, don't go.
Right.
Right? And it's something where all the stuff people are saying, of course there's both sides to the story, but people like his publicist who has worked closely with him. I mean, you're the publicist. He goes to these parties. He's seen how Diddy is, even not even just during the parties, but outside of it, in his business world, in his personal life. And over the years, he would say that, again, and this is just the word of another person, but he would say that when Diddy was starting out, he had this drive, and I got to hand him that. He does. He's really ambitious, but he wanted to be the king of parties. He knew that if he were to throw these bomb parties, that he would be the king of New York. Something like that. That's not verbatim, but he would be so popular, and, you know, the notoriety would be awesome. Celebs, everyone would be like fighting to basically get into these parties. So he was trying to have that reputation. So everything was lavish. Everything was over the top. Of course, there's going to be, you know, maybe beautiful women that he might hire to come and dance at these parties because he wanted to be, you know, the it person. He wanted everyone to come. And people did. They flocked. They loved it. He lived a few mansions down, or one of his houses is a few mansions down from Hugh Hefner. You know that, right?
No.
So it's almost as if like they're starting their own little party central. Yeah. But his publicist would say that he himself did not personally see any wrongdoing. I mean, it was wild and crazy, drugs, alcohol, but people of their own volition. It wasn't
Forced upon people.
correct.
No.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
Now,
you've got your own little room, your little drug room. If you want to
Sure.
go in, you go in.
sure. And of course, as the tipsier you get, the more mistakes that you're going to be doing. So who's to say that these people also making not the best choices and taking these drugs, and then they leave, and then the next day they're like, I think I was molested, or I think I, you know, was a part of an orgy or whatever.
Let me go back to another party just to double check that.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that it did happen, but maybe if I go back again, we'll figure it out.
Right. Maybe if I bring my friend this time.
Right.
But did you know, this is also a little side thing, that I guess the publicist, him personally, he was asked by Diddy to invite William and Harry at least 10 times, personally invite to the party. Obviously, each time they declined. So him thinking that he was going to be like the king of parties,
Had the royalty.
felt
at
like
his house.
he wanted to have actual royalty as a part of his entourage. But Prince William and Prince Harry very wisely declined all those times.
Very wise indeed.
Yeah.
Well, their Uncle Andrew might have been,
Ah.
reason why they didn't
Right.
attend. They're like, oh no, those parties are like Uncle Andy has them all the time.
Right. I don't want a part of it.
Yeah. Well, there's not just female accusers, there's male accusers too.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Like who?
Yeah. Well,
What are they saying?
that he messed about with them unwillingly after being given a batch of drugs and alcohol. There's more than, well, I believe the lawyer has over 11 to 15 male accusers right now, maybe even more. I think
Okay.
what I was looking at was back in December, so it's been going on for a while. And this has been in the works for over a year now. I think it first came out last year, around October time last year. The first person accused
Right.
him. You know, Jay-Z's been accused too in one of those. Jay-Z and P Diddy raped some girl.
Well, they're good friends.
P Diddy and Jay-Z?
Yeah. They're BFFs.
Well,
I don't want to say birds
monkey
of
see,
a feather.
monkey do.
Right?
Right.
But I did hear that Jay-Z is fighting it, so I don't know.
Well, they both are. They're both fighting it,
Right.
but yeah, they're saying that these girls made this stuff up, which obviously they will say. They'll deny it as much as possible. They're not going to admit to something like that. Right?
They're not going to admit it, but I think that, again, he likes that kind of notoriety.
I can't get that. I can't see that being the case. Why would somebody like this publicity?
Because it's just like, why would someone, who isn't really a bad boy get a motorcycle and tattoos and a leather jacket and have this persona? I'm not saying that that's what a bad boy is, but that's the generic cliche, right? Why would they do that? So that they think that that's what the chicks like. And that's why they rev up their engines when they drive past. It's like, who cares? They're not impressing the girls. They might be impressing the guys on how much horsepower and oh, look at his cool motorcycle. But they're not impressing girls. Well, they might be, but they're the type of girls that that I'm not. I don't know who's impressed by that.
Well,
I was saying earlier that I got to give him one thing, and that's his drive, his ambition, because he came from very humble beginnings. And back in the day when he was having his own record label and getting more famous with collaborations like Faith Evans and B.I.G. and all that. So that's when they would have like these little mini autobiographies about him, like these shows like MTV and stuff, right? And I remember watching a show, a documentary, something like that, where he wanted to be in the music biz so much that there was some company, I don't know what it was, maybe Sony or maybe Columbia, I have no idea, but he was volunteering. He came to the desk and said that I will do anything. He wanted to be like a janitor. He just wanted to work there for free to learn the ins and outs of the music business. And I don't know how much of that is actually true. Even if P. Diddy said it himself, that could have been inflated to make him look good, right? But something about that's really good.
Yeah.
And then that's how he kind of got his start. And then soon he got maybe like an hourly wage working as whatever. But he volunteered. He wanted to just...
Most people do that, right? It's like an internship or...
I don't think people do that. Not willingly like that. They do it just because, okay, this is part of my degree or my college program. But he just wanted to be immersed and surrounded by the music biz. And I don't know how long he did that for before he got like an actual paying job. But think about how much it's sprouted or blossomed. I mean, he started getting into like, I think cologne. He had his own clothing line called Sean Combs for a while. I think
and
he has...
all that's gone to pot because of these allegations.
Well, these decisions he made, he got too, carried
too
away.
Got too cockily.
What's that expression? What is it?
Cockily de cockily.
I don't know that.
I just made it up.
I was going to say, did you just make it up?
Yep.
These British people, they think they can just make up anything and it's clever.
It was, right? I think. I mean, yeah, just because you've got money don't mean to say you are almighty.
No. And again, I don't want to sound... We actually even did an episode where we talked about fallen celebrities, right? And a lot of times the fallen part is... It doesn't always have to be sex or, sex with minors or that type of thing. Sometimes it could just be alcohol or drugs or something. But there's lots of times, and I can imagine that it happens to a lot of famous people, where maybe relationships go awry, they get distant, whatever, they get estranged, and then these people want to come back into the limelight and then accuse or exaggerate something that maybe didn't really happen. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying that this is the case, but I'm sure it happens a lot.
people get accused of things because someone's a little salty with them.
Yeah, because they're so big. They're so famous. I mean, you're not going to maybe get into the news if you're accusing, I don't know, the barista from Starbucks.
Well, yeah. So what you're saying is like the accusers are wanting to be known.
Perhaps. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that nothing happened, but they see that someone else steps forward, they jump on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, like I was at that party. It was great. Yeah, okay, I'll say something. I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
I'll get a book deal.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to...
That's a lot of people, though. A lot of people.
It was a lot of people over the years.
Yeah.
The publicist said for 7 years straight, it was just nonstop parties. Party after party. I don't know if he helped to organize these or what, but he was the publicist. And that's a tough job when you have to like wrangle in your client, someone as big as Puff Daddy, right? By the way, he got his nickname Puff Daddy or whatever, Puff Diddy, Puff Sean Combs.
Puff Daddy first, right?
I think so. It's been a combination of everything. But he said that he got that nickname from when he was younger. He played football and then he helped his school win the championship. But when he got angry, he huffed and puffed, and so people nicknamed him Puff because he had a temper.
Ah, a temper.
Sure. Oh, but
these could all go against him in the court. All these
temper?
little things.
Well, a
bad temper, being enraged, not getting your own way, huffing and puffing, doing what you will with people that don't want you to do it.
You have a temper.
I do have a temper.
I'm gonna call you Puff Samuels.
But I don't have a bad temper.
It's a good temper?
It's a good temper. I mean, I don't get irate all the time. Only certain times when people put water on me all the time and stuff. It's a little frustrating and annoying.
Maybe you should take a shower once in a while.
I do once a year, twice a year.
Well,
if it's a big birthday.
I was saying that thing about accusers and stuff because until like actual evidence comes up, it's kind of hard when it's just like he said, she said. You know what I mean? I try somewhat to be a little bit of a devil's advocate because you don't know what goes on. You make bad decisions. You might later on think like, oh, I'm ashamed now because I partook in those things. But meanwhile, it was actually your choice. You willfully were there. You willfully, wanted to drink. And I'm not saying that people can't take advantage of you when stuff like that happens, and stuff might have happened. But, he's done like some charity work and things like that too. So...
Oh, so it's okay because he's done a bit of charity work.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying like that might help as far as building the whole character aspect. Because, like I said, I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt until like actual evidence, like maybe video or something comes up.
Yeah,
because
that's probably not going to be the case. I doubt he's filming himself doing this. But saying that, he might be stupid enough to do that. Let's get this on tape. Let's film this scenario. Because a lot of people do stupid stuff like that.
You just said doo-doo.
A lot of people do things that are stupid like that.
Back in the day, do you remember like I'm trying not to say like as much, but in 1999, I remember that because Jennifer Lopez was also up and coming, right? She had her first debut album on the 6th. I owned that album. And they started dating and it was a big hoopla. It was, she's such like America's sweetheart, so sweet and whatever. She's Selena and she's dating a bad boy. Like, what is she doing with him? Do you remember all that?
No.
You don't care?
Oh, yeah, I do remember all that.
Were you in the States?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going on. And again, it wasn't like I'm a tabloid person, but I liked back in the day to have VH1 or MTV on because I would just have it in the background as noise. And they would have those little clips and snippets of the news. And then after dating for however long, they were in a club, and then remember some kind of shooting broke out, and then J-Lo and P Diddy, they like left the scene or something, and it looked all kind of sketchy. Yeah. So it was just like, I think it was not too long after that where she broke up with him. She was just like, I don't want to be associated with this drama anymore.
And why would she?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I could have told J-Lo, hey, what are you doing dating him?
Why would you have said that?
Because he had this whole persona, a partier, and this and that. And if she doesn't want to be all bad boy, bad girl, then get away from that. If J-Lo was my daughter, I would have said that.
Yeah, when you get to a certain age, you can't tell your kids what to do anymore, right? When they're at a certain age, you can give them a little bit of advice, but the more you say it, the more they're probably going to do the opposite of what you say.
Just like all the crap that you and Mumsy.
No, Mumsy never had to discipline me at all. I was the golden child.
She never had to discipline you because you were scared of her, because you knew that she was going to spank you when you got home from the quarry.
I never got spanked.
Because you were scared of her. You did not want to get spanked.
No, you didn't want to get spanked.
Correct.
Why would you want to get a spanking?
Because you're a bad girl.
But that's obviously not the case, because I never was spanked, so I wasn't a bad girl.
Because you kept it hidden.
Because I'm a Scorpio.
Because you were good at hiding it.
Yes.
You hear that, Mumsy?
She's not watching.
She's going to fly over right now and then freaking...
I wish she would.
Bend you over her knee. I would love to see that. You would cry. So, Edith, what else you have to say about your dear friend Sean P Diddy Combs?
I'm not sure I like him anymore after all this that's come out.
So you used to like him? You listened to his stuff?
Yeah, I like music. He played a lot of music. He's had his hands in a lot of music, right?
Yeah, he's collaborated a lot.
He was Bieber's start, right? I think Justin Bieber got started with P Diddy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so. I wonder if anything untoward happened there. I'm sure he's been asked. I'm sure Bieber's been asked several times. But they're like good buds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what makes the grass grow.
I liked him in the aspect of his ambition, because he then, like I said, dabbled in a little bit of everything, his own clothing line. He even had a part with Ciroc, the vodka.
Yeah, because he had money out the wazoo. What else to spend it on other than to advertise and commercialize and make more money?
Well, not everyone does that. Once people make money, either they just stick to their same genre or their same department. They don't really necessarily branch out, but he really did. And like you said, that's the whole branding. So that aspect, as far as
do you know any of his cologne or?
No, I mean, because I don't buy it personally, and I don't wear his clothes. I'm just giving him credit for kind of doing that, like dabbling in it and trying to go bigger.
His wings.
Yeah, just to try different things.
Yeah, I think he tried sex trafficking and gang rape, and I think he tried a few things.
Were you there?
I wasn't there.
You wish you were.
I would have bust his nose.
You would be having so much fun.
Is that right?
You'd be sipping champagne all night.
Sipping champagne would be right. Yes, I would sip on the champers. I would not eat the caviar. I would wear white. And then I would leave. Say thank you very much. I will not take a doggy plate, but I might come to your next party. This was excellent.
Well, I wonder what the viewers have to say about P Diddy. What are your thoughts? Has your opinions of him changed? Do you still like his music? His music is still his music.
His music is still his music. But I have a different mindset about him now. So when I hear his music, I'll be like, oh, it's him.
He meant it when he said, bad boy for life.
Yeah, bad boy doing life.
Oh, snap. Edith just made it funny. Once in like 50 episodes. Edith, where can people find us?
People can find us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, any major listening platform, media platform, or wherever you get your podcasts from. You can find us there.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Bad boy for life. Bad boy doing life.
If you had fun listening today, please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel.